This is going to be a quick and easy video, so let's get to it. I'm going to recycle this old piece of paper that I had in the studio just lying around. I'm going to use a ruler and I'm going to make a stylistic edge instead of just cutting a straight edge. It's a great option if you want it to be more stylized. We're going to go ahead and use these circle templates. One is called a circle template, and the other one is more of a circle protractor. I haven't used these since elementary, but they're really great to have for when you're making your planet. Also, if you have a piece of white charcoal, use that. What I have here is going to be a white pastel pencil. This works great as well too. We're using the pencil so we can easily just paint over the lines when we get to the painting portion. For this planet, we're only going to use a limited amount of colors. We're only going to be using 3. The first one will be this prism violet. Next, we're going to use titanium white. And if you know me and you've seen my other videos, you know I love a good phthalo blue. I use it in every painting that I have basically. You can also get some alternative colors just straight out of the tube, but personally I prefer to mix my own colors because I have more control that way. We're going to use 3 brushes as well, 2 round brushes and 1 flat brush. One of the round brushes will be used for us to do some blending, and the other one we can use to apply paint to the surface. Also, don't forget to get your jar to have your water. This is one that I had just lying around after I had did some cooking with some tomato sauce. So just utilize whatever you have in the house. I put a little bit of water on my brush, and the first thing I'm going to do is apply just a thin layer of the phthalo blue all over the circle. Keep in mind it is okay to go over the white lines. Personally, I think it looks better when you go over the lines instead of painting directly up to the line. That was a tip that one of my art teachers had always taught us, that it looks more professional to paint over the line and not up to it, because it just makes it look like it has like a little stark line if you just paint directly up to the line in your artworks. So remember, paint over the line, not up to it. After we did that first coat of blue, what we're going to do is mix a little bit of a violet blue color. If you review an image of Neptune, you would know that the planet has like more of a violet blue color based upon Neptune's atmosphere and how it absorbs red light due to the methane within its atmosphere. So we're going to do our best to replicate that by mixing the color as close as we can, of course, just eyeballing it. I did a little bit more of the violet as opposed to the blue within the color, but sometimes I did dab a little bit of white if it didn't look like it was perfect. But just keep in mind, this is just a quick little painting. It's nothing that has to be perfect. It's nothing that we're getting graded on. So honestly, you can just do whatever you feel. How I execute a painting such as this would be to begin from painting from the top to the bottom of the sphere. So if you observe the image that you have of planet Neptune, you would notice that it has just bands of color, of course monochromatic colors, but it has those bands of colors. So I'm going to work from the top with one band of color, move further to the bottom with another band, and then complete that process until I am done with it. With it, we're going to do more of a wet on wet method. So we're not really going to give the painting a lot of time to dry. That will be better for us, especially if you're using acrylic, because you can actually go in and blend the. Although the tutorial is moving really quickly, this is actually done more so in real time. So that first layer did not have enough time to dry comparing to me doing this second stroke. So this is more beneficial because it will give us the adequate amount of time to go ahead and blend. So I'm taking my other round brush and then I am using it. It's dry, it doesn't have any water on it, but I'm just using it to go ahead and blend that light tone upwards into that first application that I had made. Sometimes I don't like all of the brush strokes that are within the painting, so you can see that I am using my fingers just to. Sometimes I am a perfectionist and I really did not like how the strokes of the paintbrush were going to the edge of the planet. So that was just a quick stylistic choice I made in that moment. It's going to, of course, vary artist to artist. So go with your gut. If you're not liking how something is looking, then change it. It's your artwork. It's your world. Why not? No teacher is telling you, well, I guess unless you're in school. But in this instance, I guess when you're doing your painting in your home or out, no one is telling you what to do. So go with your gut of what you feel looks good. Another technique that looks really great when you're making your planets is allowing the paint to dry a little bit and then going back over it with a dry brush. That will actually create some broken color on top of your painting that you have, where some of those juicy colors will just show through that top layer that you just completely painted. After completing all the bands of the blue colors, after you've gone from the top to the bottom of the painting, we're going to add some details into it. I did honestly forget to add another brush, so I will be doing that. I will be adding a fourth brush to this. It's going to be a smaller round brush. We're going to actually use this to make more of the details within the artwork. So right now I'm painting the blue spot. So as you can see in this video, I sat there and I'm like, oh, you know what? This would be a lot easier to have a small brush, right? So we're grabbing a small brush. Just pick anyone that is to your preference. I will go ahead and put a suggestion down below of one that might work best for you. But I just grabbed one that I had sitting on the side because I honestly did not think about a detailed brush. So grab your detailed brush and then we're going to just go ahead and paint in that dark blue spot. I had actually heard that that's not there anymore on Neptune. That's something I should probably check, and that's probably something you guys should check as well too. I think it was Neptune. I think it's gone now. After making your first paint application of the phthalo blue for the dark spot, we're going to use some of the white paint and outline some of the areas of the dark spot. Like I said, you have to have your reference photo very close. So when I'm actually painting, I'm looking to my left, actually at my iPad while everything is filming, and I'm just going over and checking to make sure that I'm getting it right. So all of those little tiny details that I noticed that I didn't notice before, I'm adding those in. Relatively speaking, it's always best to do the details last, because let's just think of it this way. What if we did make a mistake on our artwork? What if there was something we didn't notice at first and we did all of those details in the beginning instead of just plotting everything out? It makes no sense to worry so much about the details before we lay the groundwork. So just keep that in mind. Don't fixate on the details until the artwork is in its final stages. Also, sorry if I sound a little bit different than normal. I am fighting off a little cold. Houston decided it wanted to get a little crazy as usual. A lot of the things that you see with our weather is 100% true. Sometimes we will have a coat on in the morning, and then by the evening time we're in shorts. So my voice is suffering through it, as well as a lot of other Houstonians down here. I guess it's fitting though, with painting planet Neptune, right? But anyway, getting back to the artwork at hand, I added more white portions into the other parts of the artworks. So these are going to be like the highlighted portions, I would say, like when it comes to the fundamentals of art. This would be going back and adding in the touches of the details and adding in some highlights, which will give it that punch. And then also, if you notice like some darker spots that you could have gone a little bit darker, you can of course go ahead and do that. I personally do not use black really in my artworks. If I do use black, I just use it to darken a color. I feel like you can really get really far with just using other colors to make it a little bit darker instead of just always going straight out of the tube to black. That was something that, of course, I learned in school, and because it was something I learned in school and I feel that it works for me, I'm bringing that to you as well too. To my YouTube listeners for free. I'm spreading the wealth, so you're welcome. And here you have it, your completed Neptune artwork. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that and ring that notification bell, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.